everyone, I'm Drew, I'm that frog guy, and today we're coming at you from the Reptile Room for a Reptile Room video. I know it's been a very long time since we've done one. Life has been rough lately and busy, and I have not had the time, but thanks to a certain global pandemic, I have been, in isolation for a while now, so I finally have time to film some videos, so keep an eye out for them in the future. But today we're going to do a Reptile Room video, and I got lots of new stuff to show you guys, so, well, not a lot, but stuff you guys haven't seen probably in a long time, since the last video was like 2-3 months ago. But yeah, let's get right into it, and we're going to have some fun, I think. See you there. Okay guys, we're going to start in the corner today with our powder blues. I did clean the glass a little bit, so we could actually see these guys. This is Thaddeus, and Catalina's back there, I believe. Coming up to the glass. I just fed them so they'd be out and running around. It'd be nice if the other one came out for the camera. But they are Dendrobates tinctoris powder blues. So they're just powder blue tanks. In layman terms, they are in a 30-gallon hexagon, which this tank will be replaced eventually with my new designs that I've been working on. Sorry for the glass being so dirty, I just cleaned it. It's still dirty as crap. We're gonna move over to the other tank with another Dendrobates. This one is an Azurius. As you can see, this is Babe, the blue ox, a Minnesotan, or we call her Blue. I think it's a boy, or it could be a girl. This is the newest of the Exoterra builds. I put a skull in there just because they always look cool in the videos I see. So I figured I'd do that here. And in this tank here, you can see my new design. My drainage that comes out of the tank, just to make everything easier. I don't have to get in there. You can kind of see the colors of Molder down here. I just scared, oh, it's moving. Just scared her a little bit. Back to 1%. Zoom. This is another, Molder is a Rantiomea intermedius, imitator intermedius, and up here is the sibling / other female, Scully. She is hiding in this Exoterra here, but I'm definitely not seeing her yet. She's a little more shy, especially since I had to drill this drainage while she was in the tank. That was fun. So, but I've seen her plenty of times, not like she escaped or anything. She's just always kind of a scared little froggy. In here we have our tree frogs, our green tree frogs. There's one right up there eating, or gray tree frogs, I should say. There's 2 of them in here. I don't have the corona, don't worry. There's 2 of them in here, and I'm not sure where the other one is at, but we'll keep working our way around. Look back at Molder. Come on out. Knocking over your plants. Down. Now they're both out. You can see them. Both trying to get flies. Down in here we have our toads. You can see one's face right there behind the dirty glass, and the other one is right there. They're both rescue toads. And that's all I really got to say about them. I just noticed this tank has a lot of weeds growing over mesh. So one problem about this plant here is it just grows and grows and grows. It is a type of ficus, and I really don't like it. But we'll keep working our way around the frog side of the room. In here we have a salamander. Somewhere hiding. Usually only out at night. This is Ziggy's old tank. Down there is another spare tank that's just growing plants. Haven't put anything in there. We'll jump down to this tank here, which is our spring Peeper tank. Just the one showing up right now. I think there's still 2 in here. I only see one at a time, so it's really hard to know. I know that sounds horrible, but it's such, if you can look at it, it's very packed. They're also gonna get, all my frogs are gonna get upgrades like those tanks, Exoterras, so I can have front opening, because this isn't the funnest for someone to, oh, I just saw one move, for someone to back up and feed my frogs while I'm gone. So we don't go on very many vacations, so that kind of sucks. Up here we have Gitrog, He is our Pixie Frog. I'm gonna open this guy's tank a little bit. I'm just gonna poke you for the camera. Come on, turn around. Turn around, turn around. Come on. He doesn't mind me doing that. Or she, I guess. That's usually because I'm gonna feed her. But I don't have any food, so she's not gonna jump right now. Hello, say hello to the camera. She's big, like big as my hand. Not a male though, sadly, because the male would be huge. But Gitrog is a Pixie Frog, or a, what do they call it, African bullfrog. It is feeding day for her, so we'll do that eventually. We're gonna work our way up to this tank, and we'll see if we can see any. This is another tank I don't like because I can't see anything going on in here. I'll back up so I actually not. In here we have another type of dark frog called Santa Isabella, and they are always hiding when I'm in the room. So we're not going to see those guys today, sadly. In here is just a little, I'm calling it a tadpole grow out for right now. But right now it's just moss and snails. It's just material for when I actually get some tadpoles, hopefully someday. We're going to jump down to the Fire-Bellied toad tank. We got some little guy right there, some more up there. There's about 20 or so. There's one right there if it focuses. Back up the tortoise tank. Keep moving around. Those guys are cute little buggers. And then we got the Azurius tank. In here we have 3 Hawaiian, they're not Azurius, Aratus. 3 Hawaiian Aratuses in this tank. Generally they're hiding down in the little bog, though maybe if we sneak around we can catch one. Yeah, there's one right there. They're really pretty frogs. There's 3 of them in there and we barely ever see them. But those are Aratus, Dendrobates aratus. Now we're gonna move on to the reptiles, since we've done all the frogs. Down here we have Beatrix, the painted turtle, who I'm gonna pick up for the camera. Come on, say hello. She's getting pretty big since probably the last video. I'm gonna flip her over. She is wearing out her belly color. I was wondering if that would happen. Let's see if we get her in the light. She's cute. She's just a little feisty because I don't hold her enough. Even if I do, she's pretty crazy. But let's see if she wants to bite my finger. Nope. Kind of a little spaz of a turtle. We're still here all the time, every day, so she is getting more used to people. But captive hatched is, I guess, different than captive bred, I guess. We'll move over to just my little Carnivorous Bog we got going on here. We got a bunch of the Penthes in a little bog that I made last year. I had to switch lights because the other bulb went out, so it's now kind of looks pretty cool. It's really to catch my fruit flies that get away in the room and any other bugs. Oop. Molder's out. Trying to hide, but there's Molder. We're gonna jump up to Medusa's tank. There's Medusa. She is a eastern or western hognose snake. She's getting bigger. We're working with her a little bit. She's hungry because she's been in shed for a little longer than expected. She had some stuck on her face, and now she's, you know, one of the fan favorites here. Come on out. Come in. Yeah, I've had a lot of time to spend with these guys, so it's been nice to kind of catch back up. In here we have Casey, which you're only going to be seeing the tail today, because always hidden down in there. I added leaf litter in here, because he doesn't really come out much, and I'm going to upgrade his tank too, because I really want one to fit the whole way across the front doors so I can feed everything easier. That's the worst thing about like these tanks. I have to feed from way up there, which, you know, is over my head. Gotta lift this up, shake the cup of fruit flies in. It's a little work. Sorry, I scared Molder again. You're hanging out by the water. Thaddeus and Catalina. I can barely tell the difference. We're gonna move. I heard some frog chirping. Which one that is? We're gonna move over to the ball python's tanks. And here we have Circe, who is in need of some more water. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. I probably can't, so I'm gonna set you down, looking down at Khaleesi here, while I use some water up here. You spill your water all the time. Down here, you can see Khaleesi, our whatchamacallit, that bearded dragon. But back up to Circe. Circe is a pinstripe ball python, one of our first reptiles next to Khaleesi and Casey. She's a little shy, but she is probably like 4 feet long and probably about that big around, so she's getting big. And down here we have Elfie, who is another ball python and is definitely hiding in there. He's struggling eating lately. He hasn't wanted food. I'm thinking must be getting into breeding season for him as well, even though Circe is not caring at all. She will eat always. So I've been trying weekly to get him to eat mice or birds or rats, and he just doesn't want them for some reason. But hey, Khaleesi, what you up to? We're gonna keep moving around to our last reptile. Someone's moving around over there. Our last reptile is Tortellini, and you can see his little cute little face there. He was out when I started filming, but he knows when a camera comes out, he's gonna get filmed, so he's not happy. But you can see how much bigger he's grown. Oh, I just spilled all that all over the ground. Get your block out of there. But yeah, he's getting pretty big. But we'll leave him alone. He's camera shy. Then we're gonna bounce around over to our fish tanks, starting with Le Frog fish tank, I think. Except this tank, all the guys are out right now. We'll go over here, especially since it's been a while. With this light, it always messes with my camera, so bear with me while I put this lens on. And then, of course, there's light behind us. We can kind of go show you some growth of the coral. This one doesn't grow as fast as I thought it would, but the zoas have blocked this. Definitely populated our rocks. I need to get like a black sheet I can hold behind me to like block out the other lights. Down here is Pennywise, the wart-skinned angler, wart-skinned frogfish, also known as a clown frogfish, and he could probably use some food. We'll see if I have time. I don't want to do a terribly long video since I haven't done one in a long time, but there's another angle of him. I did feed him yesterday, so he's probably fine. Don't want to overfeed frogfish. They tend to not do well if you do. We'll pull off this. Well, we'll skip this tank for right now and go over to this tank while I have the lens on. As you guys can see, I'm finally starting to win the battle against the hair algae. We can start kind of going. I just scared all the fish. Can kind of go through some of the corals. Still a ton of hair algae. I do my best. There's a hermit crab hanging out there, just nonging. Some, what do they call them? Anemones. Got some zoas, got some other hard corals. Let's see if anyone's hiding underneath here. There's a plate coral. And then we got our breeding pair of cardinals. There's the other ones back there in the reflection. And then we have our two, probably same male, what do they call them? Why do I always forget the name of fish? There's a clownfish back there. And then there goes Little Red, my little favorite little fish in this tank. They're a type of damselfish. Chromis, yeah, our two little blue-green chromises. And then we're gonna move over to the last, well, not the last saltwater tank, but another one. I probably don't need the light for this one. In here we have Bandit. As you all know, he's a bandit. This is my Mangrove 40-gallon tank that I'm working on. I've had to buy a lot of mangroves to try to get a few that will actually survive. So we got, this one's doing okay. This one's actually maintaining even though the upper half has died. And these two are good. So I think it'll take a little while. I'm trying to get a heater for this tank. It's probably not warm enough. But this is the shrimp tank and one apatasia. This is where I keep all the shrimp for frogfish. Pennywise. Put this lens away, hold on, excuse me. I probably could film this better, but you know, it's been a long time, I don't care. In here we have Chromium. Still having that weird scale issue going on. It must definitely be his breed where the scales start to overgrow. Hasn't grown over his eyes yet, but they have started to grow over portions. I think it's hard to say. I love betas, but I've had bad luck with them. So I'm thinking maybe I will forgo getting more betas. Are you just still hungry? I just fed you. I just fed you. I just fed you. In here is his new tank to be. Our little grass covered bottom I'm working on. This is just a 10-gallon tank with cherry shrimp in it, but that's all that is. Down here we have a new addition in kind of a quarantine isolation. This is another chromis. This is my mom's chromis. It was getting beat up pretty bad by her damselfish and has not been eating very much. So I brought her here to help recuperate her. So hopefully, it's my only tank I have left with macro because I'm using, over there I'm using Vibrant to deal with the issues. No, the fish are out, they don't care, then I'm not near it. This is the only tank I keep my macro to keep it alive. Yeah. Otherwise in here, all those shrimp and crabs and stuff eat it. That's why that one's in the... Which, interesting. This, if anyone knows Vibrant, what Vibrant is, it's a algae-eating bacteria. This was actually from that other sump. After months and months and months of Vibrant, still have a little bit of this left. So I have it quarantined here in case Vibrant is on it. I will probably put it back in here to regrow it. And I think, lastly, our last thing with living things in it, I'm gonna take a seat so we get a better view. This is my 30-gallon planted tank. It definitely needs some refresh of fish. I've noticed a lot of the neon tetras have killed each other, leaving me with only 2. And I only have 2 more Danios because 2 of them jumped, or 3 Danios because 2 of them jumped. And I have just the regular bottom feeders and one, wherever it went, there, Black Molly back there, who was gonna be food, but is kind of the boss of the tank. If anyone has a cool idea what I should do with this tank in the future, even though we're in quarantine and I probably can't, you know, get really any fish. I'd love to see a discus in here, even though it's only 30 gallons. It would look really nice. Yeah, a discus or 2 would look really cool, or angelfish maybe. But it is growing in really well. Look at all those plants. I do need to do a big water change on it. You can see how much tannins are in the water from all that wood. But that is pretty much all that's been happening. Oh, I forgot to show you guys the clam. I didn't even talk about the clam. Oh, of course, no, I don't have the light on it. Let's see if I can get the... Come on, light. Oh, right there's a clam. A Petco clam, $30 Petco clam. Doing very, very well. Better than anything I've ever ordered. But as you guys can see, my Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus does not like blue lights. Let me get the orange filter on it again to be a little more close to normal. But yeah, there's my really cheap Petco clam who is doing great. He's already grown quite a bit. A lot of these corals have grown. Those are some what do they call them? I'm always forgetting coral names. They're a type of, well, nevertheless, there's acroporas, montiporas, zoas, poeciloporas, and gorgonians is what I'm thinking that's right behind Mr. Cardinal there. Could be Mrs. Cardinal. That looks like Mrs. Cardinal. I was gonna say my sump, with all the vibrant, has been eating up my hair algae, but I've moved all my xenia down here into my sump, which looks pretty cool. It's kind of, glass doesn't stay very clean, and the starfish moved down here, by the way, because he was trying to catch fish at night, which I never thought he would try that. So that is that, I guess. That's all I got, really. So I'm just gonna do a one around. Let's walk back towards the frogs. Maybe we'll catch someone. Probably don't need the orange filter anymore. Anyone out and about in here? Oh, there's one. I can kind of see it. Of course, the side's way dirtier. Only cleaned the front glass. Not very well, I guess. Santa Isabella's in there. I don't hear them as often, so I'm wondering. Maybe they've been fighting each other a little too much. Top of the skull. Red shots. Yeah, they're afraid of me talking, so I don't want to disturb anyone too much more than I have to. But yeah, like, subscribe. I know it's been a long time since I did a video. Oh, there's Pennywise moving. Hopefully we can keep up with it. Just, it's been so hectic with everything that's been going on. Having this little mini break from reality has kind of been nice. Just to kind of catch back up on things. But we'll end it here. Like, subscribe, and you know what, guys? We'll see you next time.